everyone. How you doing? Welcome to another Escapement Show on the weekend. Hope your weekend's going good. My friend JCB in the house.
My man Thomas. How are you, brother?
It's dynamic duo.
That's it, man. A dynamic duo.
Everyone is a bit late or can't make it today. So we got Abdul. He's busy giving a conference in the building next door to him. We got Ben. He's enjoying time in Dublin. Dublin. We got Timely. He's got a family event. We got Y2K's. He's in
family.
Yeah, everyone's busy, but they said they're all going to drop in a bit later. So,
man, they're just not dedicated to the watch talk.
We need dedicated panelists. You know, things get in the way of the weekend, life gets in the way, and you know,
we're going to have to do HR and do some sacking. So I reckon. Get out with these tardy truant
half-timers. These half-timers,
part-timers, man.
Yeah.
Jesus. Anyway, how you been last fortnight, brother?
Yeah, been all right. Been enjoying this thing. We'll do a wristwatch check. Been enjoying this thing, which is beautiful. It's
7147.
Yeah.
White gold.
Getting closer. White gold, grand enamel. This beauty.
Boom.
I'm officially a Breguet man.
Breguet. Yeah. I'm slowly coming around to this watch. When I remember when a couple of years back when you said you were into this one, and I was thinking, it's a bit sort of boring, but
boring. It's just a two-hander for you, isn't it?
Oh, it's a three-hander.
You've got the sub-dial at 5, yeah.
The more I see it though, and the more I see the live shots and your wrist shots and stuff, I'm like, well, yeah, it's a pretty beautiful watch. Very classic.
Beauty.
It's under the radar.
I love it.
Yeah.
It is under the radar. White gold, it's under the radar. It's doesn't shine and glisten, so it's a beauty. What about yourself? What are you wearing?
I'm actually wearing a first gen orange monster. Let me get this bad boy off.
Oh, the random rub watch.
Yeah, I've got this on this is on an Erica's original strap. This is a special strap which was done for Time and Tide, for the Time and Tide Club.
Right.
So you can see it's got a little
because of course the first Time and Tide store was opened in Melbourne, wasn't it?
The first one was in Melbourne, yeah. They started off in Melbourne. They're Melbourne dudes, and they've opened up in London now. So I thought when I got this strap, I thought, it'll look good on the Monster. And
nice.
I gave this watch to my son with the strap when he turned 9, and he's been wearing this because he's a big lad, so he can pull it off. But first gen watch. This is a cool original Monster that I've had for a long time. Yeah, it's a cool piece.
It's a classic, isn't it? The orange Monsters.
Yeah, it is a classic.
Monster.
Yeah, definitely.
It's a classic. Yeah, as I say, I always think of it as the random Rob watch because Random Rob is one of his favorites, I think. And
it's just such a big, ugly, chunky watch. It's because it's so ugly and unique. It's cool in its own right. You know what I mean? It's just very, very, very cool watch. Not everyone's taste for sure, but
great to see everyone in the chat. And as Mason one says, "Come on, chat. What have you got on your wrist? Let's have a look."
What do you got, boys?
Good to see you, Mason one. Dominic in Florida, first in the house. Hi everyone. Just welcome to C4 yet. So if that was left a bit earlier on, so we're on now, Doc. So hope you can join us, my friend. RAFC Antwerp, all the way from Germany. Thank you. Have a great stream. Thank you, my friend.
Thanks, RAFC.
Thanks.
Cheers, brother.
Orange hand in the house. He'd like that dial That orange Charlie God.
Yeah, orange dial. Yeah.
Good to see you, Orange Hand.
The orange.
Skylar, my man. Skylar Santana. Mr. Microbrand himself. He's does a great little stream on his channel, everyone. So please drop the link to your channel, Skylar. You've got a range, so drop the link to your channel in the chat. And everyone, check him out. He does some really good live streams. I think one every Friday, one every Tuesday, I think it is. And a lot of good videos on microbrands. He's Mr. Microbrand is our Skylar. There's some good stuff. We've got C-Node in the house.
C-Node.
See C-Node. Yeah, a supporter of all channels. And a great gentleman that I'm watching wonders. Happy Saturday. Chili Burger. Good morning to one and all. Good to see Chili in the house. We've got Finn. Morning. I'm guessing it's cold where you are, JCB. In the middle of a heat wave here in the UK.
Nice.
Yeah. Is it cold? Give us a weather report.
I've got the puffy jacket. I've got another jacket plus a t-shirt. So I'm rugged up. I think it was about 13 degrees in Melbourne today. So yeah, very freaking cold. So
Skylar says he's wearing a Brumatic, and F91W on wrist.
And an F91.
So he's double wristing.
Double wristing. Nice.
He says he appreciates your shout out, but it's all about you guys this morning. No, honestly, Skylar, please drop the link to your channel. Just go to your channel and quickly and copy, press share, and then copy link, and then just drop it in the chat. Be good to for our punters to learn about your channel. Good morning, Kevin Hawthorne. Stalwart viewer from Lakeland, Florida. Thank you very much for joining us up early, Brian, early in the morning. Yeah, so yeah, we're wondering what to do today, and you know, I'm trying to plan a show. I'm in the midst of planning a show. It's a lot of research and a lot of stuff to do. So we thought we'd just go over a few things, a few different releases, and a few casual chat, a few questions, a few releases and stuff like that. What we thought, and so.
A couple of big pieces dropped in the last week or so.
Yeah, there has been, yeah. So we'll start with this one, JCB. I know you missed a chronograph. What do you think of this one? This Ming. It's a manual wound, the Ming 20.01 Series 5.
Wowzers. Okay, that's pretty funky.
It's manual wound. It's got the Ashen graph, the Ashen ore chronograph. It's powered by that. It's 41mm steel and titanium case, exhibition case back, 55 hours power reserve. Only 25 pieces they're making this for some reason. Ming. I mean, Ming. There's a bit of a Ming trend, wasn't there, a while back? You know,
there was.
They became popular. They became really popular, Ming, and
they did. Yep.
Then they sort of tailed off and died down a bit, and
yeah.
But I was trying to make a bit of a comeback with this. This is 37,500 Swiss francs plus VAT.
Oh,
so it's a pricey watch.
37. That's Swiss francs. 37,000. Wow. Okay, that's a lot, man.
Yeah.
Tell me, Thomas, what's happening in the dial here? There's so much going on. What's going on there? What are all those metal pieces?
It's got like some sort of turbine look to it, hasn't it? It's got this sort of these metal rods on the dial. I don't know whether they give us. Yeah, you can see these metal sort of. I don't know whether they spin round or not, or whether they.
I don't think they would spin round. No, I doubt that.
But I don't know. It looks pretty hard to read the chronograph if you've got all those going on.
Yeah, so I'd say on the outer ring looks like the tachometer scale, and then the inner one looks like the seconds scale. But Yeah, you're right. It's very hard to read what's going on there. Maybe in real life it's a lot better than what it is in the pictures. I reckon it's always better in real life to see the piece. But yeah, I think it's so. What do we got here though? Like, it's is it so the chronograph? Like, how does it measure like elapsed minutes? Do you know what I mean? Like, you have is that
The actual hands turn into, when you're using the chronograph, the hands turn
yeah
into minute and hour counters, I
yeah
believe.
yeah okay
So
what
you got bullhead sort of style or archery style
Archie's
triggers here.
protrusions, yeah, the Archie
Yeah,
style
you
horn
got
and
these
stuff.
start stop and then reset on the left,
Yeah,
and
I've got a feeling it's probably gonna be seconds and then a 60-minute chronograph counter. That's my guessing. I don't think it would count the hours because normally when you got two hands, you'll have, you'll start the chrono and then you'll have the seconds hand
yeah,
will go, so it'll give you this. It'll count your seconds,
that could
and
be
then
why that could be why the mini hand is black. It could be the hour hand is probably stays telling the time, and the mini hand probably
uh,
resets to a counting position.
I reckon there's two hands in the center there. I reckon there's two hands there. I
Do
reckon there's
you?
a yeah. I reckon
Oh right, probably
if
like
you
a split. Yeah,
yeah
one's got a
yeah.
ring around, one's got a ring, and one's got a pointer.
I don't know if that's
Maybe.
the. I think that ring is just on the dial. That's like there's paint. That's painted stuff on the glass. Maybe I think. I reckon like if you look at there's two. I reckon there's two hands in the center. One will be when you start the chrono, it'll count your seconds, and then there's another hand underneath that, which will count your minutes. I reckon. I reckon that's what's going on. Because if you have a look closely, from where I'm looking, where I'm sitting, it looks like there's two hands there, and I reckon when there'll be you start it up, and one hand will be the seconds, and one hand will count your minutes. I don't think it'll have an hour. That's just what I could guess by looking at it.
It's not the most legible of chronographs, is it? It's not the
Yeah,
most
mm,
readable. Um,
yeah, no,
Definitely a sort of
it's an acquired taste, I reckon.
it's definitely a trendy watch, a watch for, sort of more. I wouldn't say jewelry, but
Yeah, the dial is crazy. All those metal
yeah,
pieces like inlaid into the dial. It's pretty full on.
it's
Like
not
imagine.
it's not particularly a tool watch, is it? Would you say?
No, I don't think so.
No.
They're very much in the novelty sort of camp. This one, but hey, whoa, that's cool. I like that. All that loomed up. That looks cool. I like that.
And there's what you're
It's
buying
the
it
ugly.
for. The
Yeah,
Graph, yeah.
yeah, that's cool.
Vacheron for Ming, yeah.
Wow. Yeah, that's really nice. That's beautiful. Look at all that. Look at all that work and hand finishing going into that beautiful piece. That's stunning. Well, okay, like a lot of money. Not sure I would pay 37,000 Swiss for it, but you can certainly see there's a lot of work going into the piece.
Yeah.
What do you think? What are your thoughts on that one, Tom?
I think it looks funky. Like a lot of Mings do. It looks
Yeah,
funky.
yeah,
It's got the heck of a movement to back it up. I
yeah,
mean, as you can see, look at that. It's just, yeah, the movement, no question. I mean, you bang into the movement.
yeah.
The design is there as well. It's a design orientated watch. It's just a, yeah.
Yeah.
If you're buying it for using the chronograph, you're buying the wrong watch.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, yeah. You're
Yeah,
buying it because it's, something different, and it's a Ming, and it's a talking piece. It's really a talking piece, I think.
yeah, yeah. I think it's a Ming collector's watch.
Yeah,
It's for the Ming fan out there who really loves Ming, and
yep, and has a lot of money to burn.
make the mistake. How you doing in the chat? Just add you. So yeah, I mean, see what the chat reckons.
And,
Skylar's saying it's so much watch for me, but it's amazing what they've created, honestly. Hi, doing Tickle My Talk. Good to see you. Good to see you make the mistake. Orange Hand's got a question for any thoughts on AI and watches? Google Gemini AI assistant in live mode can identify and give info about watches you put in frame of your phone camera. Pretty soon, I bet it'll detect fates.
Okay.
That's blown my mind, to be honest with you, Orange Hand. I wasn't expecting that. Yeah. Cool. I mean, I didn't realize. Yeah, but well, if it can identify fakes, I mean, it's obviously knows a lot about what to look out for on watches.
That would be cool, wouldn't it? Like if you're, like imagine if you're on a forum or Facebook Marketplace and you're looking at a watch, and then you can throw it in there, and
it follows up with it. It recognized any modern piece, even some of my vintage pieces. Sometimes it confuses vintage for reissues. Wow, it shows you AI is.
Yeah, it's the future.
Yeah, AI is hard. So what's the consensus on this one? Would you buy it?
Nah, it's I'll give this one a pass, Tom. Just a bit too busy on the dial there for me.
Yeah.
And yeah, not really my bag.
We'll move on to another one. It's a shame Abdul's not here for this one, because I know this would be his bag. The Amida Digitrend Open Sapphire.
Oh, man.
And originally brought out in the 1970s by Amida, re-released in 2024. The jumping out watch was powered by a so-prod automatic movement. And last week, it evolved into an open work limited edition with a sapphire top case back, allowing you to see the rotating discs and mechanism of the time display, which is this watch. Looks a bit GB Casquette sort of styling.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, a bit of MB&F, HM5 as well, I think, in there. But I reckon, I was going to say, if you go to this view, then you'll be able to see it shows you the discs that are in frame for the time, which is super cool.
That's awesome. I really like it. I mean, it's 4,500 Swiss francs plus taxes, or 5,760 euros with taxes.
Yeah.
So they've upped the price for euros. It's 39.6 by 39 mil by 16 mil thick.
16. Yeah. Okay, that's cool.
Only 150 pieces made, and they're now sold out, I think.
Yeah, so, I get it. Yeah, man, this watch is cool, man.
This is my kind of watch, to be honest with you.
Yeah, me too. This is sick, man. I love it. So cool.
Really funky.
Yeah, funky was exactly what I was going to say. Yeah. No, I'm with you on this one, mate.
There's
We're aligned.
There's the so-called mind movement. I mean, I know that Abdul's all into his jump out watches, but that looks really cool, doesn't it?
Imagine sitting in your Lamborghini Miura and rocking that watch, Thomas. You'd be the bee's knees, mate.
Yeah, I mean, there's someone in the watch group that Ben and I are in the Dublin Red Bar group. He bought a quartz version off AliExpress for €99.
Okay.
And it did the almost same sort of thing. It had the rotating discs and everything, but it was just like a quartz version, which was really cool. I didn't, to get that sort of homage to. It didn't have the display back, but it was one of the original Digitrends.
Yeah.
But this, do you like the open work case rather than the closed case?
Yeah, I do like it. It's funky as, man. It's cool. It's a real cool. Yeah. I like it. I mean, you got the discs in there, moving around as well. So why not? Yeah, it's great. And the black and orange combo, I mean, I love that. So winner chicken dinner for me, this one. It's super cool.
Oh, Chili Badger saying that there's a couple on eBay, the original drivers Amida ones with upgrade dual movements, about £700. That's a good deal. GMT Master, how you doing, my friend? Long time no see.
Oh, what's he got on his avatar there? That's a 1675 by the look of it. Maybe.
Yeah, let us know, GMT Master. Which
what GMT got there, man? It's really nice.
Loving the Breguet GMT Master. Got it on now. It's treating me well. Luchabetic Mark. Good to see you, my friend. Up early and about.
Hey, Lucha.
Good to see you. So Chili Badger says he's been wanting Amida driving watches for years. You've been wanting one of these for a while. They're funky, aren't they, Chili? I can just see you with one of these. One of these little Digitrends. Maybe not the open case back, but one of the steel ones. They go for about. I was looking the other day. I think they're about 2,000 with the close case back, just a standard one. So funky little watches, definitely. So next up, the release of the film Formula One. Now that's
that was for the F1 movie, yeah?
No, this next one's for the F1 movie, the IWC Ingenieur. Inspired and worn by Brad Pitt in the F1 movie that's just come out. And there's release of Watches and Wonders, and it's actually my favorite dial color of the Ingenieur so far, this pistachio color tone. I'm not a massive fan of the Ingenieur, to be honest with you. But it's got this grid pattern dial, checkerboard style, But I love the gold, applied gold indices and gold hands. It's sort of
Yeah, me too. Yeah, that color combo of green and gold is awesome. Love it.
Yeah, it's got the IWC caliber 32 111 automatic with 5-day or 120 hour reserve. It's limited to 1,000 pieces, so, and it's expensive. So 14,200 euros.
Fuck me dead. Really?
Exactly. That's what I thought. Really? I mean, it looks nice on wrist, but 14,200 euros, nice. You've got to be a real IWC Ingenieur fan or Brad Pitt fan to want to pay for that. I mean, oh, what?
I just don't get IWC pricing. Like it's
I
so
don't. They price themselves into some.
just like across the board. I mean, the Ingenieur was crazy, but then when you look at like just the general catalog as well, like the Pilot watches and everything, like they're just priced they're so far out there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, but it's a nice looking watch. I gotta give him that in that color combo with the green and gold. That's real nice.
I think. Yeah, I tried it on at Watches and Wonders. I had an appointment with IWC and tried it on. It was my favourite of the Ingenieurs. I mean, even out of the carbon one and the gold one that I tried on, I like this.
What about the blue perpetual calendar?
Blue perpetual, yeah. I mean, that's beautiful. That's nice, but
that's like it's like 30 grand or something.
Yeah, expensive.
40 grand, like euro or something. It's like, fuck.
Yeah.
Dudes are smoking the good stuff, I tell you.
Yeah.
Chili Badger says IWC equals I want cash. Exactly. 100%, man. Totally.
Oh.
It's fucking greedy, man.
I want cash.
Yep.
Here we go with our channel. The Brad Pitt doesn't even wear IWC off screen. I know he wears Vacheron 222s and vintage Rolex, and even at the premiere of Formula One, did he not wear IWC? Yeah, yeah.
That's funny.
I've seen him rock it. He's big into watches, and he wears a lot of. I've seen him wear the Vacheron 222 solid gold a lot in a lot of pictures. And
do you know what was cool, Thomas? I was watching the Formula One highlights from practice, and Kimi Antonelli, who drives for Mercedes, they're sponsored by IWC, and on their driving gloves, they've got a printed. I think it's a big Pilot or something, or maybe their Pilot watch. So they're driving around, and it looks like they're wearing an IWC from the cockpit. It's pretty
really
cool. Yeah, nice little touch.
Yes, I thought bring this up just because the film's coming out. You know, it's been out a long time since April. This one, but
even if one fan, are you going to go see the movie?
I'm not going to go and see the movie, to be honest with you. No. I'm not really. I don't really follow F1. It's just cars going around tracks. It doesn't really do much for me. Yeah, but I do like this watch. I do like it. I wouldn't pay the money for it. No.
Nah.
And it's limited edition. I don't know whether it's how much it's going to drop on the used market, but what do you think?
I reckon it will. I mean, all IWCs drop on the used market, so I don't see this one as being any special. To be honest, yeah, I reckon it'll drop as well.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, honestly, I've never bought an IWC, but I imagine the list price is the list price, and you go in there, they'd probably give you 10-15% off just straight off the bat. I would have thought, just like any other brand. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So on the secondary, I'm sure it will drop.
So next one, just one last watch we're going to look at, and before we do a bit of chat, this one you posted in our group chat, and it blew my mind. And
there's the Vacheron.
This is the Vacheron Le Cabinetiers Temporis Duo Grand Complication Open Face. Now,
fucking hell.
This is a brilliant release for the brand's 270th anniversary, I think. It's a mini repeater split-second chronograph tourbillon with a spherical hairspring, and every step of development was crafted by a single watchmaker, apparently.
Yeah.
And that's the back of it.
a piece unique though, Thomas. It's a one-off. So
yeah, I know it's a one-off. I mean,
one-off.
and it's a price on a request. So any guesses on the price for this?
Well, okay, so we looked at the equivalent Patek maybe last show or the one before. I think it's a 5308G, which is that's the Patek, you know, the perpetual split-second minute repeater, and that was about $1 million. I remember Russell was saying in the chat. So I reckon this would be. I don't think. Look, this is a one-off. So I'm guessing. Look, I don't think it would be at about $1 million. I'm guessing somewhere in the $500,000 to $1 million, though. Somewhere in that.
I'd say
ballpark.
$500,000. I'd say at least $500,000. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. I'm thinking more in the 600-700. I would have thought something like that.
So this has 2 column wheels, one for the chronograph and the other for the split second hand. Visible on the case back are the gongs, the hammers, the power reserve indicator, and the striking governor engraved with JMV for Jean-Marc Vacheron, and a rounded polished bridge, hand polished bridge. So you can see the power reserve there.
Yeah.
Where's the bit with JMV? I can't see it. Is it there? Just up there? Just up there.
Yeah.
That's the governor. The gongs. There's the gong. Yep. The hammers for the minute repeater.
Yeah.
So the gongs will be on the outside.
It's a big boy, 45 mil. It's about 16.5 thick, I think. To get all that thing in there, 695 pieces in the movement, I think it was.
696 components in total.
696. Yeah, I mean that's just mental. That is. How do they do it? Imagine that? Just get your head around that. Nearly 700 components in the movement, which is just that in itself is just mind blowing. That fact. You know, you got a watchmaker putting in 700 components into this thing. Like, come on, man. What the hell?
But just look at that. I mean,
yeah.
It's got these green hands that match the green alligator strap as well.
Yeah. Well, this is that thing I was saying, green and gold before we saw it on the IWC. Here it's the next level, green and gold combo. Love it.
So gold and green, yeah.
Fuck, man.
And
green
the tourbillon cage is shaped like a Maltese cross as a nod to the brand's logo.
Yeah. I mean, far out, man. This is just off the hook. It's just so crazy. Honestly, it's like Vacheron's best ever watch that they've made. Like, hands down. It's got to be. So good.
I've got a question for you, JCB.
Yes. Any recommendation on affordable chronographs? Yeah, for sure. I've got plenty of recommendations.
Hanha 417 ES. That's definitely a good one. If not, it starts about €1,700. I'd say. Sorry, Karen, you're a chronograph.
Like affordable, I think you can go if you want to go sort of under $1,000. You can't go past the Seiko speed timer. That's a solar. But I think if you want to get into mechanical, one watch I've been looking at in the last couple of weeks is the Tissot. I think it's the PR516. Have a look at that one. Really, really cool. Random Rob did a good video on that one as well a few months ago. So have a look. It's the Tissot PR. I'm going to just pull it up. I think it's a 516. Yeah, this is a cool watch, man. Really, really nice watch. It's running a modified Valjoux 7753. I'll just show this one really quickly, Tom, and then we can have a look at some other stuff. I mean, look at that. Just beautiful looking watch. It's got that sort of Daytona-y look with the way the subdials are, but obviously it's, obviously not a Daytona because you've got the this is a loomed section on the tachometer bezel.
All right. Okay.
Yeah, it's really cool. So under loom, this part lights up, and this part here is loomed as well on the minute counter of the chrono. Just a really nice looking watch, great size, 40 mil. I think it's 13.2 thick. It's a manual wind chrono as well. That's why the movements are. That's why it's a little bit thinner. And I just look at that. I mean, you could just get that watch and be done. Like, it's just a beautiful everyday watch. You could wear that to the beach. You could wear it to the office. You could wear it with a suit. I think that's just probably, you know, and you know, obviously you can get them at good deals as well. Good size. I think I said 40. It's 41. Yeah, great watch. That would sort of be one of my picks, I think. Tissot. Yeah. What else? I'm just trying to think. Yeah, you mentioned the hand heart. What else in the affordable range? Yeah.
Well, as Orange Hand says, Longines Big Eye. Great bang for
Yeah.
your buck.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, great bang for your buck. That's another really cool piece, the Big Eye. Don't think what the current production one might be the titanium sort of petrol blue version.
Yeah.
I don't make the black one anymore, but the titanium one.
Do they not make the black one anymore? I know the titanium blue one's a bit more expensive. It's beautiful. It's I prefer it to the black one.
Yeah, but they do. Longines themselves make it. Another chrono. I think it's the Spirit chrono. Let's have a look. That's another cool one. Yeah, so the Conquest, but you're getting the price is stepping up a notch here. So this is sort of triple the price for this. So this is another cool watch too. This one here, you can see reverse panda dial, beautiful watch, getting up in price. Let's have a look. Longines Big Eye. Do they have that one? Big Eye. Yeah, that's the one there. Again, this is the prices, man. All the prices are getting up there. But beautiful watch. Really, really nice watch. Yeah, definitely. If you can stretch it to get into Longines as opposed to Tissot, then I'd go for that one, DCF.
Yeah, good recommendations there by JCB. So, I mean, there's a good one here by Orange Hand. Another question. Ever gone to an AD and the salesperson didn't know how to wind a watch? It happened to me at Breitling Boutique. I thought it was going to break a gold duograph.
Oh, man. No way. No, it hasn't happened to me, Orange. No. Thank God. I would have freaked out.
I've been to a boutique and the watches of Switzerland have a policy about, seem to have a policy about employing pretty young girls as sales assistants. And a lot of them don't know anything about watches. Don't know a thing.
Yeah.
They're pretty young girls, and they're nice faces for the store. You know, they're nice sales assistants for the store, and hello, sir, and all that stuff. But you go in, you start getting technical with them, they don't know a thing.
Yeah,
you talk to them about past models of the brand, and you talk to them about past. Is this like this so and so, so and so? I went to a tag boutique. Which was owned by Watches of Switzerland, and I got talking, and the girl just smiled at me when I asked her. She just stood there going. I was asking her these questions.
Hi, would you like? What would you like to look at?
I stood there asking her these questions. I was saying, this is the new tag purple Carrera. Is it the same sort of movement as a skipper? And she's just going. Is it part of the glass box series? Is it part of the glass box series? I think it's 38 mil, isn't it, rather than 40 mil? And she's just going.
Yeah, I know. The problem with us though, Thomas, like we're their fucking worst nightmare. Like we would be, you know what I mean? Like us going into an AD, we would know more than fucking 90% of the people in there for sure. Like You know what I mean? So it's unfair. Like it's an unfair advantage, but you do want them to have a minimum amount of knowledge, like for sure. Like I get what you're saying. Like you do want them to have at least knows the product, but at the same time, I feel sorry for them though, Thomas, because there's so many watches in there, there's so many brands in there. Like for them to know all the ins and outs of every line of Tag Heuer or every line of Longines or Breitling, like that would take years and years to build up that knowledge. So, you know, I've sympathized with them a bit. I just want the deal. Just go get your manager and give me 20% off. That's what I want when I go into an AD. I don't give a shit about what knowledge you have because I know more about it than you do. Just give me the deal. That's what I care about.
Yeah. Chili Bad just saying the same happened. I'm just blousing. No, I mean browsing. Orange Hand follows about the Breitling boutique. The dude pulled the crown and started aggressively winding with hands backwards. There was no spinning around, and he thought he was blind. It was just crazy. Yeah, I mean, these people who are trained in these stores, they need training in these stores. It's not just about customer service. It's about knowing what you're selling. It's about
I think I think that they do give them some training. They do give them training, and they train them and stuff. But you know, like I said before, like Tom, like we've built up our knowledge over decades, right? So like you can't expect them to be talking in the same conversation as we would about, you know, power reserve of this and, you know, all that sort of stuff. Like they're just not going to have that level of knowledge, unfortunately. And it is what it is. Like you just got to see it for what it is. Like what you said, hey Mick, these sales associates and they churn. They come into these things going, oh, it's luxury watches. I'll go and do that for a while. And, you know, they're not watch people. They're just there because they want a job, really. You might get the odd person who is a watch enthusiast. You do get those people, and I've met them, and they're really cool. And they're the ones that stay long term in the boutiques. But other than that, 90% of the people there they're in 1 year and they're out in 6 months or something.
Good to see you, JP. Good to see you.
Hey, JP. Good to see you, man.
My mistake says it's like expecting a car salesman to have knowledge of a mechanic. Yeah, I guess, but you'd expect them to enthuse about the cars and know a little bit more, have a little bit of knowledge, know a bit about, you know, is it 4 litre, is it 5 litre, is it V12, is it V8, is it blah, blah, blah. So that when someone comes in who's gonna, you know, enthusing about the products and is gonna lay out the cash, they can then strike up a conversation and at least say, well, I don't know that question, but I'll go and find out about it, you know, and not necessarily be a mechanic, but just have a bit of technical knowledge. Good to see you till night up outside. Thank you.
Yeah.
What was Orange trying to say? If you went to Ferrari, the sales guy should know how to start the car. Exactly. Yeah.
I wouldn't want to see them fucking up the Breitling duograph, that's for sure. Orange, that would have been painful to watch that, for sure.
Yeah. Have you ever, just a few questions, have you ever had any perceptions of, have your perceptions of a watch ever changed after wearing it daily compared to your expectations at the time of purchase?
Yeah, I think so.
Have you ever bought something, thought, yeah, this is the bomb, and then so you start wearing it and they've changed. The same goes out to the chat, you know. You bought something and thought, I mean, I suppose mine did with the Kermit. I just got Submariner in general. I'm bored of Submariners now. It was my first nice watch, and it was all, this is the bomb. It's a Rolex, and it just wore thin. It became like, this is the watch that everyone buys. This is the watch that everyone wants. It's a Submariner. It's
Is that more though because of the sort of the external environment. Like, it's because the fact that you see in social media or whatever, everyone wanting that watch, and that, you know what I mean? Like, then you change your perception. You're like, oh, hey, this is actually not that special. Like, everyone's got one, or everyone's getting one. You know what I mean? Yeah,
that and a mixture of it being the most recognizable watch for thieves.
yeah, totally, yeah.
But yeah, just the fact that everyone says, "Oh, you gotta get a sub, gotta get a sub, gotta get a sub." Say,
yeah. Well, I think that comes down to the thing about, as you become, you know, more in the hobby, the older you get, the more that you know what you like and what makes you tick, and you know, you actually know what turns you on more, like, personally, and then you go after those watches, like what you did with the Breguet. You know what I mean? Like, you know that's not everyone's cup of tea, but you love that watch and you want it, and so that's what you go for. So it's just sort of flipped your thinking. Before, it was like, oh, I've got to get the sub because that's what everyone's telling me to get, and that's what society or the community says is the watch to go for, and so that sort of influenced you. But now, as you've got through your journey, you're like, no, fuck that, I'm going to go for what I want and what turns me on, and fuck what other people say. Sort of like you reach the nirvana point of watch collecting, which is, that's where you want to be, right?
So what, I mean, I could follow that with what makes a brand attractive to you.
That's a really good question. I was going to ask you, one of my questions was going to be like, do you like brands, or do you like, you know, the individual watches? You know what I mean? Like, I don't really care about brands, to be honest, per se. I just like the watch itself. Like, I go for the watch. If it's something that I like, I'll go for it, and it has to be from a good brand or something, like a respected brand. But it's not like, I'm not a Rolex fanboy, or I'm not a Omega fanboy, or, you know, I'm not a whatever. I'm not a convert or a disciple to any particular one brand at all. Probably except MB&F would be the exception, because I just love everything they do. But for day-to-day watches, I couldn't give a shit about the brand. Like, I've got, just on my desk right now, I've got Omega. I've got Breitling, Zenith, Rolex, fucking Seiko, Moonswatch. You know, I've got all these watches here. There's no one. I don't have two of the same brand, except cheap watches like Seiko and Casio. I've got a few of those, but I'm not a big brand person. So yeah, I don't buy into the brand loyalty thing. What about you?
My mistakes, just going back to the last question, my mistake said he prefers his LP39. My doubt is 4108 sub. And
why is that, Mike? Tell us what it is about that one that you like.
And Skylar says he's done. I don't mind wearing really popular watches. I don't mind wearing really popular watches. You think they're popular until you're in a crowd of normal people wearing smart tech. Yeah, smart watch. Yeah. Do you mean smart watches, Skylar, or are you talking about just them having that smart tech in general?
I think it's just like, you know, we all, you know, we love our mechanical watches, and you know, like a Rolex, for example. You think there's a really
Apple
popular
watches, Apple watches he's talking about.
Well, you see these all over social media, right? Like, they're fucking everywhere. You can't escape them. But in the real world, they're actually not. At least in my neck of the woods, they're not that popular. You see a lot of Apple and, you know, fucking Daniel Wellington and shit like that.
What was he saying? My BLP shocks me a little bit with it's slug, but I'm still happy with it. Which one's that? The BLP, Skylar? I don't know. Which watch that is. But yeah, going back to brands. I mean, I got a little bit of brand loyalty to certain brands. Breguet. I mean, I love heritage. I love stories behind brands and stuff like that. But otherwise, I don't have any loyalty to brands. It's to do with the individual watch. Isn't it? It's all about the individual.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Speaking of Breguet, we didn't look at this one. I just wanted to show this one.
Oh yeah.
Wow, man, this watch is nuts. This one dropped a couple of days ago, I think. This is for Breguet's 250th anniversary.
Yeah.
So this is a Breguet flying tourbillon, the first flying tourbillon. Man, just look at this thing. The case, the aventurine dial, flying tourbillon. Honestly, man, this is just one of the.
So 38 millimeter wide. It's 10.2 mil thick, which is thin for a tourbillon watch.
Well,
they're using a different type of tourbillon, aren't they? They're using a flat tourbillon.
Yeah, but this one actually, the movement itself is only, I think it's 4.8 millimeters, and the tourbillon adds another 3 millimeters or something like that. So the actual movement itself is really thin. It would have been thinner had it not been for the tourbillon and the tourbillon bridge here. So it adds another whole level of height to it. But it's still pretty thin, like it's 10.8 as you said or whatever. But just look at the work on this thing, man. Like this thing, the dial here is aventurine enamel. So what they've done is it's like an enamel dial, but they make it. They get the aventurine glass and they smash it up, and then they layer that down on the gold base plate of the dial. 5 levels, 5 layers of aventurine. Each layer they cook in the kiln 800 degrees. So it's like the workmanship that's gone into this watch is just next level. It's just stunning piece. It's just beautiful, man. Like just the way. I just love it. It's so good. So good.
Hi, Marcelo. Happy birthday, my friend.
Man.
I'm a bit about this watch. I get it. They invented the tourbillon. It's the 250th anniversary. They've got to release a tourbillon for their anniversary watch. But
you're not impressed? Jesus, really? How can you not love it, man? Fuck. Look how the thick. Look the writing.
I think I just got so blown away by that Vacheron that came out at the same sort of time.
Yeah.
That I'm a bit underwhelmed by this.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I think that's right. You've been sort of tainted by the craziness. You're blinded by the Vacheron that came out. But when you look at it, oh come on, man! Tell me that's not one. That
is nice. Yeah, I mean, another thing is, like, which could be a question. I'm not that into tourbillons. I'm not really a tourbillon person. It's one complication that doesn't really do it for me, the tourbillon.
Yeah, I'm with you. Yeah, I get that. But yeah, okay. But they don't really do anything, really. It's not like it does anything for, like, it's not like a chronograph or a minute repeater. Like, it doesn't actually serve a function. It's just there I think it's just there to show off, and it's the watchmaking. You know, Breguet actually, invented the tourbillon to, displace the effects of gravity for marine chronometers and all that sort of stuff. So it serves some timekeeping purpose, but for all intents and purposes, I don't think it really does anything for modern watches. So I get you on that. But I just think it's just for me, it's the romance of the tourbillon and the fact that you've got this thing flying around the dial and moving, and it's like it's alive. It's showing you when you've got it on your wrist.
Yeah, I get it.
Beating heart, like it's this thing that's like it's alive. It's really cool to me, anyway.
Yeah, I mean, Orange Transfer's the new Breguet Type 20 they just dropped is everything we've been asking for, but now we just need it in steel. It's going to come. It's going to come in steel, definitely.
Yeah, it will be in steel.
Definitely Orange Trans.
Anyway, so I'll leave that there. I just thought you mentioned Breguet, so I thought I'd.
My other mistake is about his OP. The dial just pops. It has a silvery grey looking Mustang. It's more conservative than the sporty looking sub. Yeah, this is nice, but the engine turning on the case back's nice.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
What's the price on it? What's the price? Do you know?
190,000 Swiss francs for this one.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's a lot.
Yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot. Yeah, it's a lot. Baller money. If I was a baller, I would consider getting one of these for sure.
Here's the one. Here's a question. I mean, Chris did a video on this recently, which was good. And are there any watches you like or love, but would never buy, apart from not being able to afford them? Are there any watches you really like out there, but you wouldn't buy them? Maybe because of size, maybe 50 fathoms is too big, or maybe because it's you've tried it on and it doesn't wear particularly well, or same goes out to the chat. Any watches out there that you really like, or maybe you've owned them before and sold them and you wouldn't buy them again, and
yeah, I guess. Yeah, I don't know. Like if I,
for me, it's a Speedmaster. I mean, I like a lot of Speedmasters. I mean, there's certain ones, CK2998, Ultraman, Alaska Project. I don't get the Moonwatch though. I mean,
yeah, I like them. I've come round to them.
Yeah.
Let me ask you this then. What is it about it that you don't like?
Yeah, what puts you off a brand? That was going to be another question. What puts you off a brand? And with the Moonwatch, it's the constant banging on about, first watch on the moon, first watch on the moon. It's like the watch has changed so much since the watch actually went to the moon, 321, and the 861, or the original first watch on the moon. I know they've all been to one. I know Jeff Bezos wore a 3861
into space
on SpaceX, and we've had Y2K, and we've had other watches. We've had other ones. We've had the 861 worn by people. We've had the 1861 worn by people, but it's just that constant banging on about first watch in space. It's like, and the fact that they put the first watch in space on the back of a 3861, when the 3861 wasn't the first watch in space. It was the 321.
You're getting a bit like, you're getting
nerdy about. I'm getting really picky and nerdy about it. That's just one thing. But that's just about Speedmasters. That's just about Speedmasters. What turns me off about brands in general is hype.
Hype.
I can't stand hype, baby.
Yeah.
I can't stand hype. I can't stand Richard Mille. I can't stand the AP dross that people say about, you've got to go Royal Oak. It's the only watch you need. And people talk about, you don't need any other watch apart from a Royal Oak. And then people. And even the Rolex hype, yes, I'm not dissing the brand. They do some great watches, but they've gone from tool watches to being jewelry now, and sparkly jewelry. They're all shiny. They've all got shiny bits on them. They're all highly polished, shiny. And
so, let me ask you this, Thomas. Have you heard the saying that every man should have a Rolex, or every collector should have a Rolex in the
Yeah,
collection. What do you think? What do you think about that statement?
I think it's absolute bollocks. I think it's absolute bollocks. Every man should have what they love and what they can afford. I think
on that question about it just occurred to me, I'd probably say the Rolex Day Date, I reckon, is a watch that I kind of like, but I would never buy one. I would never have one myself. Like, that's the only thing I can think of. And I think Orange Hand, the point that Orange is saying there, if you don't want to buy it, then you don't really like it. I think that's how it is for me. Like, if I like it, then I'll want to buy it at some point, right? So it's a sort of a bit of an interesting question. But I think the one thing, like, I can respect a day date, and I can respect, like, I've held many day dates in my hand, and they're beautiful objects. They're really, really stunning watches when you've got them. But I just would never buy one. I don't think it's just not for me. It's a very, very flashy watch. Especially the yellow gold ones. Yeah, so that's probably the one that I probably wouldn't do.
Yeah, Chili's for me doesn't understand the speed. He does nothing for him, especially the plastic swatch ones. But Trap Vision 3D, my man, good to see you.
It's for you, Chili.
Speedmaster 57 is his favorite from Omega. It's a nice watch, 57.
Yeah.
They do different colored dials. They do, yeah. And Trap Vision 3D, like I said, Skylar Santana, please drop a link to your channel. You do some great live streams, some great videos, and we need to see them. So please go to your channel, click share, copy link, and paste it in the chat. And that goes out to you as well, Luchabetic Mark, Luchabetic Underground. Please share your links. Good to see you, Y2K. How you doing?
I'm doing well so far. Couldn't just leave you both in here alone. And I just finished my physiotherapy treatment for my flat foot. So I'm actually on the way back. But I saw the two of you on. I was like, I couldn't just leave you two alone like that. But on the topic about what you're saying about JCB about Oyster Perpetual, is that the one you're talking about?
No.
That was Doc Mick in Florida saying, "Go on."
Yeah. No, the question was, is there a watch like that you like that you wouldn't buy? And I was saying that the Day Date is a watch that, you know what I mean? Like, I like it. I respect it. It's a fucking nice object. It's a very, very well crafted machine, but I would just never buy one. It's just not my type of watch.
It is rather flashy, unless you go for a non-gold one. Then maybe you're a bit more subtle and more mellowed down. But
the platinum one,
truthfully, where I came from, the building where I go for my reflexology for my physio, it's all the watch shops. And then I was just walking by one watch dealer and I saw a full gold Day Date.
Yeah.
And it's just so weird that you mentioned about Day Date. I was like, oh, okay. I think a Day Date's all right. Maybe you get to a point in an age when you want to get something that's more, I guess, as men, okay, well, I'm not trying to say women, but as men, at some point, you might want to get something a little more, either it's vintage, aged, so maybe you might go for two-tone. Two-tone's actually better than full gold, actually, I think, yeah.
Well, they don't make Day Dates in two-tone, so you'd have to go a Datejust or something, I think.
Correct, yeah. So Datejust, I find, is better. And you can actually, because of how Datejust, the vintage Datejust, as well as maybe some of the modern Datejust.
I was going to say, I was going to ask as well, have you ever kept a watch you didn't find comfortable just because of its looks or brand prestige?
Nah, got rid of it, fucked it off. I had one, Omega Seamaster Professional. The current generation, the current one, Oh, the current one's on the mesh bracelet, but the one before that with the old school
5
bracelet.
part.
Oh man, it was so the bracelet just came like straight out of a Chinese factory or something. No shit. Like the edge, the thing was so sharp and uncomfortable. Man, I probably moved it within 6 months. Yeah, got rid of it. The watch head itself was awesome, really nice, but the bracelet had to go. Yeah, I couldn't live with the fact that I spent $6,000 on a watch that was so uncomfortable. So yeah, I would never keep it. Like I would never keep a watch that I couldn't wear. Like because why would you have money in your watch that's sitting in a watch box somewhere that you're just not going to wear? You got to get rid of it, man. You got to wear your watches. So yeah, 100% get rid of it.
Yeah, I mean, same goes out to the chat. I mean, Trap Vision, Skylar Santana, you've got massive collections. So you got loads of watches. Is there anything that you find uncomfortable on your wrist that you just keep them for the looks? Just because you like the look of it? You know, uncomfortable, wearability factor, you know?
Yeah. Well, I bought this when I didn't realize how big this watch was when I got it. So I really liked the look of it. I tried it on in the shop, and then I bought it. And then over the first few months of wearing it, I was like, "Fuck, this is pretty big." Like it's a 43, and it's about 14.5 thick. This is the only one where, I mean, it's still fine. I wear it, but it just was. It occurred to me when I started wearing it. I was like, "Fuck, this is actually a pretty." It's not too big, but it's just big. You just got to be, just got to be prepared for it, I suppose. So yeah, it can happen, but I will never sell that watch. I still love it.
Underachieving, good to see you, my friend. He says he believes Omega bracelets do come from China. Yeah, a lot of reports that they do. Yeah, good to see you. He says hello, everybody.
Hey, underachieving, man. Good to see you, brother.
Good to see you, brother.
Long time, yeah.
Good to see you, mate.
Can you recall a moment when a watch you wore sparked an unexpected conversation, or you got a connection with anybody?
Not really. Not really. Where I'm from, people don't really in Melbourne. You got to go to a red bar or something to start people talking about watches. People don't really take much notice of them, I suppose.
Same here in the north of the UK. I mean, unless you're in an AD or talking to a salesperson in an AD or you're a red bar, you don't really strike up conversations.
I was in an airport once in Canberra, which is in the capital of Australia, and I was coming back to Melbourne, and there was a guy wearing a new Panda Daytona just when they came out, right? When the Panda ceramic came out back in whenever it was. That's a long time ago now. It would have been over 10 years ago, I think. And I went up to him. I was like, "Oh man, cool watch. That's awesome." And he freaked out. He thought I was gonna like steal it or something. And he was like, he covered up his wrist, and he was like, "Oh yeah, thanks." Yeah, and he was like totally like avoided me. Yeah, it was hilarious. I was like, "Oh, okay, see ya." So yeah, after that, I don't even go up to people. Yeah, like people are just paranoid. Like people think you're gonna go and steal their watch or something. You're like, "Oh hey, nice watch." And you pull out a knife or some shit, It's become that way now, right? Like, especially just imagine if someone did that to you in London, in the UK, Tom. Like, hey, nice Rolex.
You'd be like, I'm going to get robbed. Yeah.
So unfortunately, it's sort of the world we live in now. It's really unfortunate, actually, because you can't have these conversations, unfortunately.
So Mason goes back to the watches we don't wear. He goes, he has 3 sins I don't wear. That's because all 3 are broken. 2 ceased winding, and the 903H2 reset hammer doesn't work. What are you going to do, Mason? Are you going to get them fixed, or are you going to get rid? And Vision 3D says, I've settled on the comfort of my Tissot heritage. The Longines Conquest is another favourite of mine. So I think that's about talking about watches we wear that don't find comfortable.
Yeah. Yeah,
So,
sorry to hear
yeah.
that about your sins, Maison. That's pretty sad, man. Because they're not really cheap watches. Sins, they're you know, they're quite, they're not expensive, but they're not cheap either. They're that mid-range sort of watch. So if you've got three that aren't working, then that's pretty shitty. Because that's the thing, Thomas. You can't just move them. You'd have to get them fixed first before you sold them. You'd have to put in a bit of money to get them serviced or whatever. Because no one's going to buy your problems, are they?
Going back to comfort, what physical design aspect of most affects the comfort while wearing a watch, do you think? Case thickness, lug shape, bracelet flexibility? Is it lug to lug mainly for you, do you think? Or is it thickness, or is it the diameter? You know, or is it just the all-round package? Do you think? What about you, YTK?
First of all, the case of the watch itself. I do know that I like my chunky monkeys, so definitely I will compensate for the fact that the watch is big. Number one, it's big. So there are instances where the lugs, where you put the bracelet to where the bracelets are, or the strap, it does point downwards. So sometimes it does poke, and if you have a sweaty wrist, sometimes it tends to like move and shift a bit. So the case is one issue. Secondly is a bracelet, because some bracelets, if you have really hairy arms, you better hope that the bracelets don't just bite and pull your hair out. So for me, comfort of bracelet is very important. But I love mesh because it's very, very cooling. No matter what, mesh is really cooling. Yeah.
Yeah, it's for me. It's just the total package, right? Really, for comfort comes from the bracelet, the case size, the thickness, the diameter, the lug to lug, everything all together. I reckon it's got to be, that'll dictate it. I think. Also, weight is a big one. Like I love wearing my moon swatch because it's really light. It's plastic crap, but when I wear it, it feels like I'm not wearing a watch, and I really dig that when I'm just going about my business. Just having a light watch is really cool. So I think weight's another one.
I find that different watches fit different categories. Some are perfect thickness. Some are like this one I'm wearing. Perfect thickness is 6.5 mils. Some are lug shapes, some are case shapes, ideal perfect case shape. Some are perfect lug to lug. Some are perfect bracelets. Some are. I haven't found the perfect watch yet. The perfect all rounder yet.
Well, I think I reckon one of the cool things about, and this is going to kill you, Thomas, but for me at least anyway, when I wear my GMT, the thing about this is it's just the package, the whole thing, the Jubilee.
Yeah, the Jubilee bracelet. Yeah.
Size, it's 40 mil. The thickness, it's not too thick. Just overall, just as a package, this thing, it's just so good on the wrist. And I think that's probably one of the cool things about Rolex is that because they've been around for so long, they've evolved over time, and they've just made these little tweaks here and there to just make them, at least in the current generation that they are now.
You just meet yourself, Y2K.
They're really cool. They're good to wear, like daily watches. They're really good.
Yeah, let's just go some comments. Skylar says it's probably an all-round package for me.
Yeah.
Although I would say most of my thinner watches tend to be most comfortable despite diameter or look-to-look curve.
100%. Thin watches are cool. Yep. Great.
Yeah, I have to agree with you guys, especially sometimes when I don't wear my chunky monkeys. I think those are the days that I feel like, fine, it feels comfortable, especially those of you who wear long sleeve business shirts.
Yeah, having the watch come under the cuff is cool.
Yeah. Got a funny one here from Underachieving. He says, to be honest, JCB, you do wear Breitling and shady people wear Breitling.
Yep.
Somewhere
Shady.
Abdul and
100%.
Thomas
And Mason
JCB.
says he loves wearing his Navatimer. Is he shady?
100% shady. They don't come any more shady than Mason one.
Shadier than Navatimer wearers.
Navatimers, I think that's another thing. We're going back to that thing about watches that you liked but you wouldn't buy. When I first got into watch collecting, the reason I went with the Transocean instead of the Navitimer was because I was scared of Navatimers. I thought they were too busy, and I didn't. I was like, oh, what's this fucking Navitimer thing? I didn't quite get it, but now I've come full circle. Like, I love Navatimers now. Like, I would buy one at the drop of a hat. I reckon they're really cool. So that's an interesting one, how your perception about watches can change over time.
Yeah, Mason says so far every bracelet has been non-hair pulling. I find that's only a case of Milanese sometimes, you get hair pulling, which is something I used to worry about. Bracelets, yes, and it's in 903 Navitimer and the Breguet. Blancpain Films and the Breguet made bracelet by Pioneer, the Motor Pioneer.
Amazon's got a SIN 903 and a Navitimer. So the 903 is the SIN. That's the Navitimer version.
That's the SIN Navitimer, yeah, the 903 H2, yeah. Yeah, you got an eclectic mix.
Cool.
No, it's a one that always gets brought up. Do you see watches primarily as investments, which is what I hate? Personal statements or something else?
I wouldn't say it's a personal statement, but I think it's definitely like an expression. It's a bit of an extension of your personality, I think.
Yeah.
Like, we don't wear jewelry. Men, you can't, you don't go around, wearing bracelets or a necklace or earrings or whatever. So your watch is really your only sort of piece of jewelry apart from your wedding ring. For most people, 90% of guys anyway, that's just all you wear. So I think your watch is sort of, it's the way we express ourselves. I'll talk for myself, not collectively. That's the way I sort of express myself and have something cool on the wrist. So definitely it's about me and being an individual and wearing what I like. It's never about having an investment or trying to impress people. It's just about me and what I like and what I want to wear, man. That's it.
Yeah, I hate the connection of a watch being an investment. I hate this being.
Yeah, look, it's great to have a watch that is going to hold its value, and
absolutely.
And it might. Sorry, Y2K. Sorry, what was that, bro?
What did you say?
We've
bit of lag, I think.
Might have been a bit of lag, yeah. Yeah, look, it's great if you buy something and it's going to hold its value or go up, yeah, fine. But that certainly is not why I buy watches. The whole thing about investment.
Oh, sorry.
I go into it thinking I'm probably going to lose money, and that's it.
While we're on this quick subject of about comfort. Yeah, can you?
You can't really hear there, bro.
Yeah, it's just saying on the topic of comfort, and then I don't know.
Okay. Do you want to hop on Y2K when you're settled and at home or whatever you're doing? Yeah, I think he's on mute, Tom.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Well,
Sorry.
Where were we?
Oh yeah. Can you hear me better now?
Yeah, mate.
A bit better. Yeah. What were we saying?
So
to do with comfort.
Yeah, I'll hop on later. Yeah. Yep.
Okay, man.
Yeah, okay. Yeah,
we've
so
got
we're talking about investments and personal statements, weren't we? I mean,
yeah, I think so. I mean, I think watches
I
as
think you're right. I
investment.
think you're right. I think you're right. You know, what watches are for men. You know, it's our only way of expressing ourselves, our tastes of design, and so it's for some people it's a bit of a flex. It's a bit of showcasing what they like and what they to people in the know. It's a bit of a flex, but I hate this sort of people saying to salespeople. I mean, I watched a live stream the other day, and the salesperson was saying that, or the ex-salesperson was saying that people used to ask him before they bought a watch, what do you think it will sell for?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
that just that just rips the soul out of watch collecting for me.
Yeah.
If someone says to the salesperson before they buy a watch, what do you think it will sell for? Why are you buying it? Why the hell are you buying it? It's not about the hobby. It's not about the watches are not investments. Put your money in the stock market. Put your money in Bitcoin. Something else. Just
Yeah. I reckon there's people out there, Thomas, though, that they will only buy a watch if it will at least hold or it will go up.
Oh, there are. They're the people that go Rolex. They're the people that say Rolex. And will not buy a watch that doesn't know its value. They don't have enough personal taste, I don't believe, to commit to buying something. It's not all about price retention, I don't believe. It's not all of this hobby isn't about price retention. It's it's about buying something it's like you don't buy a house that you don't like to live in. Okay, you buy it in a neighborhood that you hope it will go up in value more than the bad neighborhood, but prices, how it's a bad analogy really, but money's always going to go up in property. But you buy somewhere that you like the look of. That's a bad analogy really. I'm trying to think of something else, but that people buy. Guitars, musical instruments, guitars. You don't just buy the most expensive vintage Fender. You can still buy a cheap guitar and it'll do the same thing. It will make music for you. It will, you can be enthusiastic about something with something that doesn't have to cost the earth and will lose money when you sell it, but you can still get the product to do its thing, and enjoy it. And while you're at it, it doesn't have to cost the earth. It doesn't have to be this benchmark of, oh, it's got to be the best. It's got to be the best. It's got to make me money when I sell it. It's got to, be. I don't know. I could run on for yonks about this, but
what do you think about this, Thomas? Like, is it better to have a lot of cheap watches that you would like to wear, or do you reckon you should have like a less amount of better quality watches, like quality over quantity or quantity over quality, do you think?
I think there's a mixture. There's a mixture in there. When you start the hobby, you want to amass as many watches as you want, and it's quantity over quality, and you amass these watches, and it's about hoarding and possessing. And then I think the consolidation phase comes many years down the line when you realize you've got far too many watches. And you realize that you need to get rid of a few and get rid of a few and get a core collection that is good. Just go back to the chat. Vision. I can't get into the investment part of watch collecting. Watches have always been something that distinguishes a man. Yeah, good point, Troy.
I'll be right back.
Yeah. Okay, mate. Joseph D. I've never bought any jewelry with the thought of making money. Exactly, Joseph. It's like buying art. You know, I mean, not all artworks are going to sell for a profit if you sell them. You buy it because you like that picture on the wall, or you like that photograph on the wall, or you like that, you know, whatever it be, you know, that pot or the vase or whatever it is. Skylar. Someone who asked what it would sell for probably is new to watch collecting and afraid of committing. Good point, Skylar. Yeah, good point. Maybe. Watch nerds already know how much it goes for and either get something that holds or buys. Yeah, I suppose watch nerds already know how much they go for and can buy used and not afraid of buying used. Yeah. My other mistake, enthusiasts versus collectors. Yeah. Or hoarders, or enthusiasts versus investors, I guess. It all depends on what makes individuals happy. End of story.
Yep. Yeah, it's up to the person. Yeah. Yep, totally.
And Mason says he goes for quality over quantity.
Yep.
Route.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
You're a seasoned collector, though, aren't you, Mason? I mean, you've gone to the consolidation route, and you've got more of a core collection of nice quality pieces.
Yeah.
You see, follows up with watches not investments for me. It's money gone to me. I don't expect to get money back on them. And while I don't call myself flush, I don't need to sell to buy. Yeah, good point. Underachieving. I'll never buy new. Interesting. That's interesting.
Yeah.
Never buy new.
Well, why would you when the watch will, like, you buy it used, right? And you're going to save yourself, sometimes you could save yourself 60-70% of the price of what it costs, you know. Some watches drop that much. You know, that's at the extreme end, obviously, but, you know, you can save yourself 50% of the price. So
yeah, some brands are only buy used because of depreciation, he says. Yeah.
I mean, the only watches that are worth buying at retail are the ones like the Rolexes and the APs and stuff that are going to go up in value, but you can't get those anyway. So the stuff that us mere mortals can get our hands on, is you know, the other stuff, you know, the Amigas and the Zeniths and whatever.
Go back to your question. He says, one Orange Hand says 1 decent watch is better than 10 cheap watches.
Yeah.
Problem is people buy 10 cheap watches because they think they're saving money and end up buying too many, and they could have just saved for a good piece.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's what people do at the start of the collecting journey. Is that's what I did anyway. I wouldn't say what I did, but you know, I bought a few watches, like say maybe 10 watches that cost a couple of grand each, or $500 or $1,000 each or something. So I had like a big watch box full of watches, right? And sure, I could rotate them, but I thought to myself, hang on a minute, like these watches are, you know, I could consolidate and get something nicer and have, you know, like a really, really good quality watch, something that I can spend money on the servicing and that'll last through the generations. I can pass on to my kids and that sort of stuff. So I sort of look at it with a long-term goal as well. So yeah.
Scratchy, good to see you, my friend.
Hey,
he says, I buy watches I like and can afford, but never tried to sell a watch. Yeah, some people, it's just a bit daunting, this selling thing. And I mean, I've never sold a watch on Chrono24, only on eBay, because I'm a bit, even though it's a smooth process on Chrono24 with the escrow and all that, I'm just a bit daunted by it, to be honest with you. It's a bit
I think it's a bit of a mindset, right? Like I'm probably in the same mindset as Scratchy, where I want to buy watches. I want to buy a watch that I'm going to keep.
Yeah.
I'm not buying it to think that maybe I'll flip it in a year.
Yeah, I was always with that mentality. Always that mentality. Buy watches you want to keep. You know, it's not about resale. Doesn't even come into the equation when you buy a watch. I know what's this going to be worth resale.
But Thomas, you know that guy Bruce Williams, right? He's got a YouTube channel. Bruce Williams.
Yeah.
His philosophy is actually different. He says, no, I buy watches because I just want to experience them for a little while and then I'll move them on and I'll get something else. Like his thing is about churning watches over. And I don't think it's just for his channel. I think that's just what he likes to do. He likes to just experience different watches. And I kind of get that too. I reckon that's kind of cool too. It's like you're not locked into a certain watch or a certain, you know, style or whatever. It's like you can think that you're going to buy something, experience it, move it on, and then get something else. Like you get to actually experience more watches that way. So if you're happy to sell and if you're comfortable doing that, then that's a equally sort of valid perspective and thing to do as well. Hey, Phoenician, man.
Hi, Phoenician. Good to see you. And he says, JCB got a call from watches in Switzerland, Melbourne yesterday, asking me if I'm still interested in buying a sub-date. I put my name down for 5 years.
Hey, fuck it, Phoenician. Do you know what happened? They called me up as well during probably last week, and they said, "Oh, hey, we've got your name down for all these watches. Which ones are you still interested in?" That's exactly the same. Man, they're doing the rounds, bro. Yeah, they're doing the rounds. I think they're clearing off and finding out who the people, you know, what people want. But they said, "Are you still interested?" They didn't call you up to offer you one, right? Would have been different if they offered you one, I would have thought. Yeah, because I saw that on my phone. I got a missed call for Watches of Switzerland. I called them, and no, someone left a message going, "Oh, hey, we just wanted to, we've got an update for you on your expression of interest." And I thought, "Oh shit, they've got a watch for me." And I called them back straight away, and they were like, "Oh no, we just wanted to see whether your interest is still valid for all these watches you had." I was like, "Oh yeah, no, I'm not interested." I had that, you know, GMT, Submariner, like all this stuff. All this stuff. Yeah.
Blah blah blah.
Yeah, I was like, yeah, exactly. Phoenician. He said he told him I'm not interested anymore. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, Mason says he went through the buy everything phase when he couldn't afford to buy, and so that saved me money refining taste. So when it came to buy for real, I could go for ones worth buying, so yeah, skip that phase.
Yeah, I think that one of where you buy a whole ton of watches. Yeah. Look, I mean, it's just part of the journey, right? That's it.
Yeah, Joseph D says he thinks the journey is the most important part about
Yeah.
collecting. Don't limit yourself with silly qualifiers, make mistakes, and make great purchases and embrace it. Yeah, absolutely, Joseph D. It's all about the journey, isn't it? It's not about making the perfect decisions every time, and it's all about learning from experience. You're damn right, mate. You're damn right there. Yeah, words of wisdom. And he also follows on with he likes Bruce Williams. Seems like a genuine guy.
Yeah, totally. He is a cool guy. Actually, I really like his channel. It's really cool. Yeah, he's one of the channels that I've stuck with over the years.
Unpopular opinions, Trav Vision says, but some people enjoy buying affordable watches versus heritage and backstories. It's like collecting Hot Wheels or mailing stamps. Absolutely crap. You know,
Totally.
I mean,
yeah.
The affordable section is a great section. I mean,
totally.
but I find that the problem is for the affordable section is you end up buying too many watches. I've been through that phase, and you end up buying too many watches. You end up with a mass collection of watches, which is great. You know, you can have 50 watches or something or more, and but you don't wear watches that you don't wear the watches or particular watches enough to make real memories with them. I find that this goes back to the one watch person philosophy of like a watch can make real stories. You know, a watch can make real memories. You know, you can wear a watch and remember where you've been with that watch and what you've done with that watch and the events that happened while you were wearing that watch. Whereas when you got a huge collection, I just find anyway, just me, not go for it with a huge collection. I mean, I've done it, but I've scaled down now. I just find that with a smaller collection, you can wear watches on a more regular basis and make better sort of memories and affiliations to events rather than, I don't know, I'm rambling, aren't I? Rather than forgetting which watch you wore. So Phoenician goes back to, he told them he's not interested anymore in the Rolex.
Yeah. What about if they had have just offered you one, Phoenician? If they had have said, "Yeah, hey, Mr. Cedar, we've got submariner date that you had expressed you're interested in. Would you like to buy it? Would you just buy it?" I reckon I would. I'd just buy it and then flip it and then make some cash for sure.
I totally agree with Scratchy here. The best part of watch collecting can be the chase, researching and deciding what watch is for your next. Yeah, definitely Scratchy.
Yeah,
that's a really good one. Yeah, the hunt.
Yeah, the hunt. Oh man, the hunt is real. So I've got what do you think to this, Thomas? I'm on the hunt. I found one.
And Dr. says he has about 20 watches and wants to reduce to 10. He's not counting his full Casio because sales don't count. Yeah. It's a good thing to do. It's therapeutic, consolidating, I must say. So sorry, JCB. Yeah, let's have a look.
I was trying to pull it up on my computer, but my computer doesn't want to play with me. But speaking of the chase, like I've been hunting down one of these Seiko.
Oh, the speed timer 7A 28.
7A 28. 7030 is the reference. So this is from about 1983. This is the one with that's the one with the blue dial. So on eBay, these things are going for crazy money, like $1,200 or something.
Right.
But I found one. This guy has one in Melbourne for about $600. So I'm like, fuck, I've got to jump on it. It's pretty beaten up, but I figured I could get a new bezel insert and stuff like that. So, but yeah, totally. The chase is like, it's just so cool, especially when you go down these little rabbit holes and you start researching and looking at odd things that, you know, not many people know about, and you find something for yourself that you like, and you go down that rabbit hole. It's really cool.
Yeah, Phoenician says again, to be honest, he hasn't taken the Willard reissue off his wrist for almost a year now. Just a great rugged everyday piece.
Yeah.
He looks after it and can get away wearing it too. Amazing bumper book watch. They're great, those Willard reissues.
Yeah.
I love them.
Killer.
My only mistake is that he took his sub to Darwin, where he met Mr. GMT, war in the ocean in Queensland and New South Wales. Oh. And yeah, making memories, great memories. And to capitalize, I agree that having too many watches can become hoarding behavior. It's harder to connect to the larger collection. Sorry. Yeah, it can be. Phoenician saying I probably wouldn't buy a JCB. Good excuse to visit Melbourne. Haven't been there for a few years now. I'd love to go to Melbourne.
Yeah, come down, man. Give me a hi when you come down, Phoenician. It'd be great to catch up, have a beer, bro. For sure.
What's your personal definition of value in a watch, do you think?
Oh, value in a watch. Wow.
And
that's a really hard question. Hey, value in a watch.
Do you think the quality of the movement, you know, is it the fact that the design
well, I think for a start, like you've got to feel like you're not getting ripped off, right? That's the first thing. So value, like, okay, for example, you know, when Panerai said that they had all these in-house movements, and then they actually turned out to be, you know, just ETA movements that were not even, you know, they didn't even bother decorating or whatever. So that was the whole Panerai movement scandal, and they were charging, you know, $6,000 for the watch. I guess you feel like, as long as you sort of feel like you're getting your money's worth, I guess that's the definition of value, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know. That's all really. Just as long as you're not feeling like you're getting ripped off. So paying over retail for a Daytona or something, like, that's ridiculous, right? Because
absolutely,
like that's just not value. You're paying for the wank factor of having a Daytona.
Absolutely, you know, when they're like £35,000 for a Daytona back in a couple of years ago. That was just when they're retailing for 12 or something, but resale was 35,000. You know, now they're down to 25. Well, then they went down to 25,000. Now they're at about 17 for a Daytona. So
to me, value, like when you can do the opposite thing, when you can buy a watch like this Zenith, which retailed for like $11,000, but then I bought it for like $4,000. When you can get a fucking bargain like that, when you can, that's when I'm like, man, that's value. I'm like, yeah, woohoo! JCB won that one, round one to JCB. You know what I mean? Like, that's when I'm like, you know, I'm happy when I get a really good watch at a good price. That's when I'm happy.
Have you ever paid above retail for a watch? And what justified that premium fee, do you think?
Yeah, so I did the opposite thing here with the GMT. So I paid over retail for this one. A friend of mine, this was during COVID. He had a restaurant. He's in the hospitality business, and his business went under. Basically, he was liquidating all his shit, and he was like, "Hey, I'll give you a good deal on it." So I paid under market, which is still way above retail. So yeah, I have done it once. I would never do it again. I think it's yeah, that was just a one-off thing. It was just I had the money at the time, got a good deal at the time anyway. So yeah, I just would never pay over retail ever again. It's just not worth it. Because that's the thing. Like I wear the watch and it's great, but whenever I look at it, I think it's just I paid more than what the actual retail price is. I paid more than what it's worth, and so that just sort of is a bit of a kick in the balls, I suppose.
Yeah, Scratchy says best value in a watch is what it means to me. My kids bought me a Seiko King Tool. I love that watch.
Totally.
We'll never sell it. Absolutely, Scratchy. I mean,
yeah,
it's going back to the memories thing and the associations with, you know, relatives and holidays and events that happen while you're wearing the watch and who it came from, you know, and did you inherit it? Was it a gift from someone? Was it bought with money that you were gifted from someone, or was it a present? Was it a birthday present or something? They're the most important factors that are part of this hobby, part of buying and acquiring a watch, I think, you know.
Totally, yeah. That's the thing. It doesn't matter what the watch costs when someone gets you a watch and gifts it to you, especially your kids or your family. You know, the price is just irrelevant, really. It's the fact that it's all the meaning and all of the sentimental value just eclipses the actual monetary value of the watch 100%.
Yeah, like Trout Vision says, that's awesome when your children give you what.
Yeah,
can't put price on it.
Yeah,
you really can't put a price on it,
exactly.
can you,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's cool.
Yeah, it's a great watch. One of the nicest Seikos. Really, really cool watch, Scratchy. Beautiful.
Oh, yeah.
Hi, Jim Miller. Good to see you, my friend. And Ray. Good to see you all the way from the Emerald Isle.
Well, actually, that's like this. I've got this turtle for my dad, actually, because he fucking bought a Speedmaster and he would wear it out in the garden and on the tractor and doing all this dumb shit. I was like, mate, what are you doing? So I got him this so he could wear this out in the garden. And yeah, it's running a little bit fast, so I think it might be magnetized or something, so I have to fix it up. But yeah, man, when you can get your parents a watch or you get one from your kids, it's the ultimate, man. It's awesome.
Yeah, Mason says he only bought a full retail once, and that was to buy the Moser Heritage direct from Moser. He didn't did it that way to get the folding clasp. Probably wouldn't do it again. Yeah, just going on to selling and trading watches then, and like we say, we don't buy any. So we sometimes don't buy. What motivates you to sell a watch? I mean, we talked about Bruce Williams. He likes to experience as many watches as possible. What motivates you to sell or trade a watch, or the people in the chat? You know, is it boredom, financial reasons, or a quest for the next piece? You know, saving up for the next piece.
Yeah.
For me, when I saw my Kermit, it was to get the Breguet. To get the next piece. And a bit of boredom with the Submariner, you know, I never wore it, never babied it too much. I've never had to sell a watch for financial reasons, luckily.
Luckily, yep.
Yeah, and also consolidation for me, just to try and pare down the collection to a core collection from big
collection. 50
pieces collection. Like Orange Hand said, you can have 50 small, cheaper watches, but would you really have the nice watch? And that's what I've done. No disrespect, Trap Vision. You know, the cheaper stuff is great fun to enjoy. But
totally.
Yeah, what about asking you this to the chat as well? motivated to trade or sell a watch? Boredom, financial reasons, quest for the next piece, or something else? And
Yeah, I think it's probably a combination of things. Like, there's probably a whole ton of reasons, right? Like, I had a really cool watch, man. Fuck, I kind of regret selling it, actually. That's probably another question we could have is, do you, like, watch regrets, do you sell, and would you buy back a watch? I think that's an interesting question, because would you ever buy back a watch? And one watch that I sold and I regret, and I always think about buying it back, is the Omega 2254.
oh, the Peter Blake.
Peter
Yeah.
Blake. Fuck. Man, that's just one of Omega's best watches for sure. Like, such a great watch. I sold it because I wanted a diver, or I wanted a watch that was a little bit more of a luxury watch. Now, with that watch, it doesn't have, and this is going to sound crazy to a lot of people, but it doesn't have applied indices. It's got painted on indices, and for me, I just don't feel like it's a luxury watch unless it's got applied indices on it. Okay, call me crazy. Anyway, so I sold that watch. There's a couple of other reasons, and I wanted to put the money into the GMT. So it was not just because it was sort of a combination of things. I didn't 100% like the watch, and I wanted to move it on to get something else, I suppose. Have you ever sold a watch and regretted it, Tom, and then thought about buying it back? I reckon that's an interesting one. Or have you even bought a watch back? Heaps of people have done it, man.
No, I've never bought a watch back. I've never really sold a watch because I haven't sold that many watches. Well, I have recently, but all watches I wanted rid of.
Yeah.
I've never sold a watch and really regret it. No. Ray Ray says it's true. If you're a true watch enthusiast, as I am, every watch in your collection should tell a story. It's a passion. It's a passion.
It's a passion. Yeah.
Cobb says, I found value in the watches that are sent to his channel from viewers. Absolutely priceless. That must be great, yeah, when people send the watches to you, viewers send you presents. Absolutely. And Chili says he has a problem of always finding new watches and has had plenty of regrets and repurchases. Yeah, like you're talking about now, JCB, like talking about rebuying.
Yeah, it's an interesting thing, rebuying a watch. Just pull up this watch for a minute, man. I just want to, for 1 minute, I just want to talk about, I just want to show how. No,
Trump just says, no disrespect, it's still an agreement if you, in regards to getting that one grey watch over buying multiple affordable pieces. I would just see the way I collect now. Okay, I'll just pull up this one JCB talking about. So this is the Peter Blake on the left.
Yeah, on the left.
2254. 54.50.
Yeah.
Versus the Bond Seamaster on the right.
Yeah. So when they both came out at the same time, actually. So you had the black dial one and the black version, and then you had the Bond with the. So they see how they both got the sword hands, but this one has the cutout sword hands. This one's got the round markers that are applied. This one's got this is the Omega Seamaster, these trapezoidal shaped markers. Really, really cool. Beautiful watch.
Yeah.
Fuck, it's just such a cool. And the cool thing about this one is the bracelet. It's got like a Speedmaster style bracelet, whereas this one has that typical Bond bracelet. But same case, same thickness, same movement. It's based on ETA cal. I can't remember the cal number, but really it's a high grade ETA movement, which is it's a really, really, really chronometer spec. Really, really cool watch. everything about it. Well, the thing I didn't like was the applied markers. I really like having some surrounds on the markers, and the bezel font. These big numerals were just looked, after a while, it was just like they became like sort of comical. And see on the bond, they're smaller and they just look a lot more classier. So I reckon if they bring out this watch again, they just reduce the bezel font a bit, put some applied indices on, and that's really all they have to do to it, and it'll be a fucking, they will kill it. They'll just, these watches, Tom, they're only 11.5 millimeters thick. They're so thin.
Right.
They're
Nice.
so good on the wrist. They wear so good. They're unreal. That's why people love them so much, I reckon. Because the way they wear, 41.5 mil. They're perfect diameter. They're just really, really cool watches.
Whereas the Planet Ocean now is sort of
It's like
17 mil, yeah.
They're just they screw it. The Seamaster line is just screwed. If they bring back the 2254 in, just with some modern tweaks, mate, it'll be the #1 dive watch, no doubt.
Yeah, Joseph D says it should definitely be reissued. Yeah. I mean, Jim Miller says he's sold lots of watches over the years to buy something else, and which he now regrets selling.
Yeah.
RFC Antwerp says, so now thank you. Yeah, if you enjoyed this moment,
Thanks, brother.
Talking about, guys, please give us a thumbs up, and if you're not subscribed, subscribe. 2254-50 and the 165. Oh, the 165.024 is the classic Royal Navy Seamaster, the big triangle, the original big triangle. Yeah, I'd love it if they reissued that.
They're killer watches.
That's a killer watch underachieving. Yeah, that really is killer with sultans.
Man, Amiga, I feel they've just lost their way with their dive watches, man. They were really, really good, like 90s, like up until the 90s and the 2000s. Even the first generation Planet Ocean was really good. And then they just became these over bloated monsters that no one really wants to wear. It's just crazy. There's so much potential there.
So now, Joseph, have you heard of a Watch Connect dealer, Sid? They're in Sydney. Are they reputable? Watch Connect dealer.
Watch Connect. Yeah. I think I've heard of them. Yep. Watch Connect. Hang on, let me look them up. Watch Connect. Yeah. Watch Connect. Yeah, I've heard. Yeah, they're legit, bro. Yep. Yeah, they're legit, Seb. Yep.
Yeah, Ray saying the span is first looking at his cheapest watch, which is an F91W, has a big smile and the most expensive watches on his wrist. That's cool. Yay, good to see you in the house, my friend. All the way from Kentucky, Junior Johnson. Still with you, the show. And,
JJ.
Made a mistake. Everyone subscribe. Thank you very much, my friend. Yeah, so you talked about regrets of sale of watch. Did you learn anything from that experience?
Did I learn anything? Not really. I guess like hindsight is always 20/20, right? Like you sell, you know what I mean? Like you sell something and then you're like, oh, I liked it. That, you sort of, you understand the things that you liked about the watch, but I still, at the end of the day, I don't regret selling it. I sold it for the reasons that I had, and those reasons are still valid. So that's why I haven't rebought the watch. I think about why I sold it. There were some things about it that I didn't quite like, and that's what's stopping me from rebuying it. So, have I learned anything? Not really. I guess yeah, sticking to your gut. Like if your gut tells you that something's not right and you want to sell it, then you got to go for it. I think there's no point hanging on to a watch. I suppose no point hanging on to something. Goes back to that question you had before. Like, did you just keep something because like even if it was uncomfortable or whatever, because it was a Rolex or because of the cachet of the watch? I don't believe in that. If you know that it's time to go for a watch, move it on. So yeah, it was just sort of reaffirmed, I suppose, that gut feeling. You just trust your gut. That's probably what I learned.
What do you find the most challenging aspects of trading or selling a watch? Is it the emotional attachment, the price negotiation that goes on, or something else, do you think?
The selling about selling, it's the actual selling itself, like the actual. Okay, so you've agreed on a price, and it's like, and then it's like, then what? Like you've got to package up the watch, you've got to insure it, and then you got to post it. You got to get the money first. Like there's all of these sorts of things that you've got to. It's just the logistics of it, which is just a pain in the ass, I think. Even with cash, if someone offers to bring you cash to your house, like fuck, like
do you do that?
Like,
do you want to do that?
Yeah, do you want to meet? Like, you're gonna meet somewhere? Is it safe? How do you do all the stuff? That's probably the only thing that's a bit of a pain in the ass. Is that's like the actual selling. It's the transaction itself. You just got to be, I guess you got to be smart about it. Be comfortable. Make sure you've, covered all your bases, and all that sort of stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. Justice says John Holbrook.
Got a Holbrook. Yeah, totally. Yep.
254 Seamaster. Well, there's some great articles back in the day.
Yeah, I read it. That's a lot of that stuff I read, Joseph, when I tipped me into buying a 2254. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, John Holbrook. Great.
And Chili Roger says he traded his Milgas for a Batman with Spencer, that Speaky watches, and he did a good deal, but he had seller's remorse, so sold the Batman and purchased another Milgas.
Holy shit!
First thing he ever did. He loves his Milgas.
Loves the Milgas
brothers.
Milgas.
I love my Milgas too. It's probably one of my favorites. Cracking watches, the Milgas is.
What sort of Milgas have you got, Chili? Is it the Z Blue, or have you
he's got the black dial with the original 50th anniversary one, I think. The black dial with not 50th, but the black dial with the orange markers, quarters, orange quarter indices.
I actually like that one probably better than the blue one, to be honest.
Really?
Yeah, something cool about that black dial with the orange.
So, just a couple of questions. Make sure nobody's in the background. How open are you with your spouse or partner about your watch purchases and trades?
Me personally, yeah, have to full openness, yeah, for sure, totally.
Full openness.
It depends. Like, I mean, if it's just it's like a couple of grand, or if I've got, like, I have my own little play account that I can do with what I want, so I don't really have to run anything past the missus. But if it's a major transaction, like, probably over like 5 grand, or probably more, like if it was like over 10 grand, then I'd have to get approval, mate. The boss. Run it past the boss for sure.
What about you, Y2K?
That's what JCB say. What approval from finance is it? Procurement or finance to approve that?
Gotta get approval.
Look, I personally think that number one, life is unpredictable, life is short, and if you work very, very hard, on your own, and if you're using your own dosh to pay your own stuff, I feel that you are the word. Okay, I'll remove the words privilege and entitled. So these two words, I'll take it out. I said, but it's your right to be able to make the purchase that you want, because after all, you are the one who's slogging it at work. the question becomes, if you're working so hard, why are you working so hard for? I mean, if you're just paying for food, pay the bills and petrol, when you get to some point in the life that you're leading, you find that, you know, what am I really doing for yourself? And for those of us who are watch lovers, we buy it because we want, either it's for a milestone, it's for promotion, or it could be the birth of a baby or something. You're buying it because it means something to you. That's the purpose. Money aside, of course, we look at the watch market, the watches won't be getting cheaper. That's the truth. It's going to go up and up and up, but our salaries are not going up. Our salaries are not meeting the inflation. You know, we're not meeting the GST. So no matter what,
what's going on in the world?
Yeah. So Jim Miller says he's got full openness with his wife. He also likes the watches and he's on Tim Mosso's group. Wow, brilliant, Jim.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
We've got contrasting here from Breguet. I don't ask how much her hairdresser appointments cost every month. My hobby, my money. So two totally contrasting opinions there. I was going to say, have you ever hidden the true cost or number of your watches from your spouse? No need to.
Nah,
no need
not
to.
me, mate.
Mm.
Yeah, nah. No way. It's just,
Do you ever involve your spouse in the buying and selling decision process? Do you ever get advice, you know, and do they influence your choices at all? Do you ever?
Not advice, but I'll check if she likes it first, because I won't. Yeah, for sure. Because it's good to have an opinion from someone. Especially your spouse, like, you know, what it looks like. And my wife's pretty fussy, so I'll take, you know, if it's generally all the ones that I've had, she's on board with, and she's like, oh yeah, cool, man. So, but yeah, I'll run it past her for sure, just to get an opinion, definitely.
And what about you, Y2K?
In terms of watch buying, I normally just go with my own assessment, because one, it's about experience and knowledge. Whether some of you might go through your friends, you might ask your friends, or male or female, who have interest in watches, to ask about the movement. Then you go about a question about reinvestment. Is it a good investment? Is it a bad investment? But at the end of the day, you have to realize is that you have to like it. And someone can say, yeah, it matches you, it matches this. But when you wear it, it's the wearer that decides, because the wearer is the one who pays for it. So you need to consult yourself. You know, the ultimate decision is you. Yeah, consulting yourself first. You know, that's the most important thing. Yeah.
Jim Miller follows on with, my mum is also on Tim Mosso's Facebook group and has a great connection.
That's awesome, man. Yeah, it's so cool.
She's had a 38mm Panerai for her 70th a few years ago.
That's so cool. Wow, that's cool.
Your mum wears a Panerai. That's amazing, Jim. Awesome. I love it. The viewers we've got here, the people in the chat we got here are absolutely brilliant. I love you all.
I didn't even know Panerai made a 38mm. What the hell?
That would probably be a Duet, Pan Duet.
Pan Duet, yeah.
30 meter water resistant.
30 meter.
That's brilliant, Jim, to hear stories like that. And it's a question that goes out to the chat as well. Does your passion for watches ever caused tension or sparked interesting conversations at home? So, Jim,
tension. I wouldn't say tension, but like,
ever sparked interesting conversations?
Yeah, I'm always talking about watches at home, so you know, yeah. Probably I wouldn't say interesting. Probably the people around me are fucking bored of me rabbiting on about this stuff all the time, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, but interesting. I'm not sure about that. Probably with me and my son, like, yeah, he's getting into watches, so we talk about stuff as well, here and there. So yeah, that's probably the most interesting part. when you can influence the younger generation and they can get into it, then that's pretty cool.
That's a beautiful thing. Yeah. What about you, YTK? Do your passion watches ever cause tension or sparked interesting conversations at home?
If I was to say tensions because of watch visit, no, not really. Because I think the sad part is that because the people that I used to talk watches with, that's sad to say, was mostly online. Back in the day when I was running those 1 hour, 2 hour streams on Marcelo's time, and I did those talked about brands. I think most of the time the interactions with people, with our with our viewers, and that was the closest I ever got, because these days everybody, I don't know on your side, Thomas and JCB, but most people these days are all on like smartwatches. 80% of people that you see on the streets, at the very least, you're wearing Garmin's, Apple Watches. And
we were saying that before,
we're beginning to wonder. I think we're becoming a dying species. I
went up to this guy. I'm not sure if you heard me before. I went up to this guy in an airport, and he was wearing a Daytona, a white one with a ceramic bezel, and I was like, "Oh, hey, great, nice watch, man."
Oh, yeah.
And he was like, "Oh," and he's like, "Oh, okay, thank you." Like, he freaked out. He thought I was probably going to rob him or something,
In the airport where there's so many cameras.
Yeah, exactly. But it's just the mentality of people, like you have to even like, if it was watch enthusiasts, we're a pretty rare breed.
It is, yeah.
So.
I would say to you, Thomas and JCB, that I think even when we do see people wearing like high-end watches, it's only to a certain group of people. It's more to what you see people who might be in a certain age group or generation that's wearing like automatics and all this. Aside from them going to buy like smartwatches, the shift in people's thoughts are very different now.
So Jim Miller says, my wife's daily driver is a 38mm white J12. That's J12. And
Chanel.
She's also got a Reverso and a Tudor Reverso.
Wow.
She's got an awesome collection. He then follows up with, my mum has got 7 watches now. Totally his fault. Jim. And Mason says, unintentionally, my watch collection strategy seems to be to collect watches that AC3 hates.
It's probably intentional, I reckon.
Scotty says, I once got asked at work, what is Tudor? I mean, he has a Pelagos 42 black dial. And then asked, is it as good as a Seiko? What was your reply, Scratchy? I'd be interested in that.
Oh, that's...
Joseph D says, his wife has a 2-tone Roadster, Cartier Roadster. Medium Santos and a 36mm LP Tiffany Blue. Really tight collection for a lady, in my opinion. Wow, that's a nice collection, Joseph D. Your wife's got nice tastes, Very
varied.
Kaya Roadster. Is it Roadster chronograph or just the 2-hander? Sorry.
3 or 4 nice pieces, man. That's
beautiful. A 2-tone watch, a Santos and 36 Tiffany Blue. Beautiful.
Yeah, the Tiffany Blue OP that's a cool piece, man. I gotta say.
Yeah, Scratchy said it's a good watch.
It's a good watch, yeah. Well,
we got Tim Wright saying, thank you, Tim Wright. Thanks, you. Tim.
He's going to see the F1 movie. Yeah, cool.
Yeah, we were just talking about the IWC. Hope you enjoy, Tim.
I reckon it'd be cool to see at the cinema, I reckon. Yeah, it'd be good to see up on the big screen. So enjoy, man. Yeah, I reckon I feel like for me at this stage of my life, like probably 3 or 4 nice watches is a good number, and I've got I have a few cheaper, bangers and cheaper watches, but three or 4 nice, ones, probably 4. I'm gonna get one. I've got 3 nice ones now. I want to get 4, and then I reckon I'll be done. Like that's just that'll be a good number for me, I reckon.
So
I feel like I don't need more than that.
just one last question then to round us off for the night and or the morning or afternoon, wherever you are in the world. Is there anything you're informed about early on in the hobby that you believed but today doubt or aren't sure about? Anything you know was to do with the hobby, it's too expensive a hobby, or which isn't true. You know, you can get into like trap fishing and Skyler. You can enter with cheaper watches, or watches don't need servicing, which they do,
Oh yeah, so on servicing. So when I first got into the hobby, I bought a Tag Heuer automatic chronograph, and the book, or like the manual, said you got to service it every 5 years. So I always thought that you had to have your watch serviced at a certain interval, right? Which turned out to be bullshit. Like you get it serviced when it needs to be serviced, which is, when it's starting to run slow, or that's generally when it's going to need a service. So that could be different for any watch. It could be 5 years, it could be 10 years. For some Seikos or Rolexes, it could be 20 years, It just depends on the watch. So yeah, that's probably the first thing. But the other one is more about it's a collecting philosophy thing, and that is you hear when I came into the hobby, it was like you need to have a Rolex and you need to have a Speedmaster. Like every collection needs a Speedy, every collection needs a Rolex of some sort, which is just bullshit. Like what you were saying before, Thomas. Your collection should be what you want and what you want to wear. I think that's the thing I don't believe now.
yeah.
You must have a certain thing. You must have this.
Yeah, you've got to have a sub. You've got to have a Speedy.
Yeah.
You've got to blah 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 blah.
Yeah.
So here's Jamila's mum's collection, right? So this is his mum's. So she's past 70 now. She's got 2 OP Rolex, a coral red and a grape.
Oh, nice. Grape is cool.
A Patek 24, a Gent Skull JLC from 1957.
Wow.
An Omega Constellation,
nice.
Cartier tank, and a Panerai. Woo!
Nice.
What a mum you've got, Jim. I want to meet your mum.
Jim's just setting up for the inheritance. He's playing it smart. Okay.
Yeah.
I have to agree. Yeah.
One cool set. That's one cool set of watches you're gonna inherit. I don't want to put it down. Well, let's not talk about having to inherit his mum's watches.
I'm kidding.
I'm beginning to see where Jim's got his watch. Kind of like connoisseur.
The coral and grape OPs are beautiful. The coral OPs are a lovely watch, and the great dial I love as well. But Patek 24, I mean, that's a great quartz watch, isn't it? The Patek 24, great ladies watch. The ladies Patek. Constellation is a great. That's probably quartz. That's a great one. It'd be interesting to know if your mum's really into winding watches and automatic saying the time, and how is she into fiddling with the watches, or does she prefer just a throw-on piece for a piece of jewelry, like there's quartz, or is she really into she's really into messing with the watches? Go on from Watches with Dennis here. Good to see you Watches with Dennis. Please check out his live stream, which will be happening in about 2 hours. Watches with Dennis channel. Please check it out. Drop the link to that stream, Dennis. And he says, maybe the in-house movements inherently make a watch better. Some are nice and some seem to be worth less than the price of admission, and the watch would be just good with a third-party engine. So he's saying that's about an things he was informed about the hobby, and they things aren't so sure about. And I think that's a really good point. Yeah, the fact that people say in-house is better. It's got to be in-house, and whereas that's not true all the time. Or a lot of the time, third-party movement can be just as good. A lot of the time, I think.
One of my most accurate watches, which I had for a long time, was an ETA 2284 or whatever the regular ETA 3-hander movement is. I think it was the top grade spec one, but it was running like 1 second a day or something. It was fantastic. Yeah, 2824. That's it.
Unit's saying he waited 37 years to service his data.
There you go, man. 37 years. Ooh. Yeah, totally. Yeah, the servicing some Rolex. I've heard of Seiko's going for 20 years. Rolex is the same, and there you go. Junior's 37 years for the Datejos. Yep, that's crazy. 37. That's crazy.
Him saying his mum has a 7.5-inch wrist. And watches are always set to the correct time. Blimey.
Is it because it's a watch winder?
Yeah.
I think Jim's convinced her. He's converted her. She's a whiz.
Please click on this link later on, guys, or save this link. Click on it now and just press what's the button?
Notify me.
Notify me. Yeah, press notify me. Or subscribe to the channel. So please subscribe to Dennis's channel. It's a cracking channel. He does really good every Saturday. He does this live stream. I think it's 10 a.m. Eastern time. It's 4 p.m. GMT, probably 11 a.m. Eastern time, American. That's 4 p.m. GMT. It's a really good live stream. He's doing new releases this week and some new releases, but he just does some really good topics. Cracking live stream with Watches of Dennis, and he follows up with I have some well-regulated ETA and Solidity movements.
Yep.
Yeah, third parties can be just as good. I mean, a lot. Yeah.
And the bonus is that regular most watch, or not most, but a lot more watch makers can work on ETA and Solidity than they can on, say, an El Primero or a B01 Breitling or something like that.
Yeah.
JCB. Wanted to add something. What you say about servicing.
Yeah.
But this is also a word of advice to all of you, that is that when you service watches, anything that has more complication, number one, more complication. Number two would be chrono pushers, chronographs, and all that. Any kind of, you need to expect that the service bills will be a bit higher. That's the one thing that you need to pay attention to as watches collectors. You can't get away from it. You cannot escape the fact that you have to service them at some point. But as JCB says, you have to service it when JCB says the manual says 5 years. It's not a must. It's a guideline. It's not a must. You don't void the warranty because you don't service it. You only void the warranty if you bring it to how should I put it? Like a so-called an unauthorized choice, or a person who doesn't know what they're doing, and then they open it up and then they screw the whole thing up, and then you void the warranty. But I wanted to share something. Is that you can be wearing this, which is Visage. And
it's a new Seiko. Yeah, cool.
Oh, nice.
This is what they call a cocktail time Visage from Seiko. So you can still be enjoying it. It doesn't have to. You don't have to pay top dollar. And let me just, since I put both of them, I can put them side by side. Okay, so this is my late father's Rolex Datejust, and this is the top time. Cocktail time. Yes. So if you look at it, right, both have their own different tastes. One's Jubilee bracelet, one's two-tone. Yeah. Let me try and slowly. There we go. Focus. So actually, you're doing quite. I mean, if you can appreciate them either way, you're gonna like the way that they both look. The key thing about the whole question of watch collecting is not just about buying whatever. What's the hype? But you can buy something like this. You can change the straps. You can also be doing this. You like it, yeah. So either way, the most important thing is whatever that you feel that speaks out to you. You buy it and then you get it, yeah. And then it should be part of your lifestyle. Just wear
Absolutely.
it and yeah. And don't buy into the whole fact that this is popular now. I mean, for a while everybody's into Rolexes. It's great if you're gonna buy it and then sell it at some point. But I also spoke recently to my secondhand. There's a secondhand shop that I go to, and they just import watches over to overseas. Now in Japan, they have what you call Rolex fatigue. It's called Rolex fatigue. So what Rolex fatigue basically means is that when the people who are watch lovers, they walk past all the shops and all they see is Rolex, and they're like so tired of it. They're looking at all Rolex, right? So be smart about it. Try to go for something that you actually have some sense of feel to it. Yeah.
So Jim Miller's just saying, check out his mum's watches on Tim Mosso's Facebook group. So that's a shameless plug for Tim Mosso's Talking Time with Tim Mosso Facebook group. So if you're on Facebook and you're a watch nerd like us, check out that group. It's a whole lot of stuff goes on. I'm not on Facebook, unfortunately, but it's a great group from what I hear. A load of watch collectors, defos. Tim does a weekly show live stream on there for the Facebook group. Really good. Joseph D here comes up with one for the real watch nerds in us. Invest in a time grapher, must for the watch nerd. Good indication of service needs. So yeah,
I haven't got one yet, but I'm thinking about getting one actually. Yeah, good tip.
So that's it, guys. Really, just wanted to say, please check out Watches with Dennis's live stream down below. If you haven't already checked and gone to his channel and subscribed and got ready to check out his live stream later on, please do. It's a cracking channel. Dennis is a great guy, really entertaining, and that's about it, really.
Just enjoy your watches, boys. If you've got your watches sitting up in the cupboard or in the safe, crack them out, wear them, and
enjoy your watches.
Wear your watches, man. That's all I can say.
Yeah. Thanks, Junior. Yeah, enjoy the replay, and if you enjoy what we do, guys, please give us a thumbs up and please subscribe. If you check out our shorts that I've been posting as well, I've been posting quite a lot of shorts. That might pop up on your feed. I did posted some of Stefan Kadoki with Kari Vitsulainen, with John McGonigal, with Simon Brett, with
Kari
Vitsulainen, yeah, Spirit Nodo, Patrick Swigeren from GOS Watches. All sorts of stuff. And there'll be a few more coming. Dennis says, I think you're building my channel up a bit too much, and I feel like to research a topic for today more. Chill out, Dennis. It's cool. We just love
your finger out, Dennis.
I just love your personality. I think it's great. I'm just complimenting you on your great show. So yeah, thank you to Mason. Thank you, Phoenician. Thank you, Jim. And thanks everyone else. And what's this Spanish buddy? Rolex is underappreciated as of late. People do not realize they have very limited production, not unlike AP and Vuitton. Nice bit of sense of humor to finish us off with.
That's funny.
Hi, Mr. Sherwood, 6 a.m. here. You're in, he's on the west coast of America.
Good morning.
Yeah, good morning. Hope you had a good evening's sleep, Rich. Good to see you in the chat. You can watch the replay, mate, and take care. Okay, guys, take care. We'll see you in the next one.
Later, boys. See you in the next one.
Have a good weekend.
Be healthy and be happy.
Don't forget, watch us with Dennis. Take care, guys.